Welcome to Zelda Speedruns. We have for you a Swiss Round 3 matchup from the 2024 A Link to the Past Crosskeys tournament between zelgadissan and Freddeh. On tracking today, we have Biblial and Furious Magic, and I will pass it over to our commentary team of Blue Link and Zaruvian. Take it away, you two.
Well, hello everybody. Ceruvian here, Blue Link joining me, and I think we're just going to let Zelga and Freddeh take us away on an adventure here in this Crosskeys game. Got a pair of 2 and 0 heavy hitters here between these two runners as we seek to wrap up round 3.
Well, we'll be getting underway any second now.
Only one of these two will end this race undefeated unless we see that so rare instance of a tie, perhaps. I don't think so. Not these days. And we got a Sank start. We got a glove coming out of the Sanctuary, Blue Link.
That's a nice find early on. And, okay, Sank start right next to Kakariko.
And instantly we find ourselves some bombs right here in the front of Turtle Rock entrance. You can probably farm a few of those to get going here. What do you think, Blue Link? North or south leaving Kakariko with this set of entrances all over the place here?
I'm just going to say north. Because we started closer to the south, I guess.
And we're just going to go ahead and loop around and get whatever we can here. We have another entrance with 2 connectors already. A one-way in the Spiral Cave that has an item at the end, and we have the drop-down for Spectacle Rock. Looked like it was a key on the other side.
Yep.
So, yet to be seen if that small key is necessary. There will be some that may be quite important and others that won't be. Now we have Super Bunny going from bottom to top. That's interesting. Because now we have, this is like Connector City here. Kakariko has 3 doors right off the bat, and we've taken one. And Freddeh has found himself in the Dark World already at the Dark Link Bonk Rocks.
Yeah, and he's gonna go for a little bit of a walk here, and he's found Pod.
Little Palace of Darkness. That's a pretty aggressive call to just jump in here. We're gonna take a revival. You can get 1 check here on the Dungeon Bunny revival. We'll see if Freddeh decides to mimic clip and get the other 2 on the bow side. Zelda's gonna keep giving us Kakariko here. We've got Ice Rod Cave here. And oh boy, that's good news if you like to go fast, and not great news for Freddeh. I don't think it'll be long before he comes around to get those, though.
Oh, for sure. Oh, more connectors.
Sorry, that's how many different connections out of Kakariko? We pulled it out of Logic Book here in
Cool.
Palace of Darkness, and, you know, gonna see the Link's house spawn, just a little bit of money.
Oh, another connector at the library.
One of our trackers in chat, Liberals, just telling us how I like to say it. All roads lead to Kak. In this case, all roads come from Kak, actually. Oh, Ganon's Tower already. And Zelda finds the front entrance of Desert and decides we're going to come back to that later. Yeah, we want to see what's on the ledge first. We're going to hop in here and see. Do you think maybe, and this is what I was alluding to, we did see Zelda leave south and get these little tucked entrances, and now we have this desert that we can take a connection point out of and see if we can find somewhere else to go on the seed.
Freddeh just finding 20 rupees on the torch there, so he's not going to be immediately punished by not having those boots.
Not yet, anyway. We're about to see what Zelda finds on this torch here in Desert. That's a shovel. That's interesting. Then out the western door, let's see where this seed can take us with Desert Palace. We just end up in the north side of CAC. Okay. And today we absolutely need a Cane of Samaria to finish the seed, as we have Misery Mire and Turtle Rock as our 5/6 crystals. So that's one of those many things we'll be looking for. Speaking of many things, we've got this Paradox Cave that Freddeh has discovered. We're going to go ahead and open 7 chests here, Blue Link.
Yeah, this could be a treasure trove or it could be disappointment.
To a remark being made in chat, you know, there are a million things you could do in Kakariko right now. And you have a spawn point in Kakariko. There's Ganon, by the way, so we're not having to do anything extra to find the big pig today. Okay, there's the middle of Paradox.
Lovely.
All right, so Zelga's going to go ahead and see where the east door of Desert Palace takes us. I'm curious, Zelda deciding not to do Paradox. I think it has to do with that one bomb he has.
Yeah, he has no weapons to kill the mini Moldorms if he wanted to leave. There was a bottle with a bee in it in Paradox. But Freddeh decided to save and quit out anyway.
And we have found ourselves over in the Eastern Fairy area. We will now have a gander at these entrances, perhaps, from Zelda. As Freddeh has given us the dam and might go to the west or the east, we have a glove to make both actually feasible. And we're going over here, towards desert. Okay, that was a little bit... I don't like it when that Octorok just kind of blocks your path when you're starting HP.
Yeah, at least it's no Dead Rock.
Oh, well, Dead Rock's blocking your path. The Dead Rock's not what you're worrying about. Yeah, chat pointing out we do have the book for Freddeh, so he probably feels inclined to go check this book, at least have a look at what's at the desert entrance. It's not in logic without the Moon Pearl, but it could still give us something that, you know, lights our way.
Well, there's another entrance to Turtle Rock at Agina's Cave. That's the eastern entrance.
No big key and no way really across, and no reason right now to actually go through it. There's a big key sitting on the desert ledge. So we'll probably need to pick that one up in a little bit here, depending on how the game expects us to find our way there. And there's the western door of desert. So
Very funny.
Not desert, Turtle Rock. At the desert door. So, based on the information we currently have, this Chain Chomps check we're about to see Freddeh do is not actually in logic.
Freddeh gonna use his bomb here on the crystal switch, and then he's gonna use the bee on the pokey?
Why hasn't we found all 4 doors to Turtle Rock already?
Ah, okay, so it looks like pokies can't be hurt by bees, but the skull can?
I would be inclined to call that ill-advised, although you never know. Could have worked out in a different way there. Just not enough resources to really... you could have gone straight for Chain Chomp, but even then, only having 2 bombs makes that a little bit difficult here. So Freddeh spawns again in Kakariko and decides that he's headed to these 3 entrances in the south here. Zelga's going to go have a gander at... where we're going to the potion shop, and I almost wonder if we may... Do you think we Houlihan here?
We have been exceptionally short on money. We haven't even been able to do Bottle Vendor yet. I think if you're here, you would just do it.
Yeah, and that'll show Zelga the top of Paradox. So now we know the top and the middle, but not the bottom. We don't know where the bottom goes just yet. We haven't seen the well, have we? That could be something he's
No,
looking
we
for.
haven't.
Well, we can get whatever that is. And hopefully it's something that helps us out, not like a compass. It's vanilla. I mean, that helps. We're still on starting HP. We haven't found the mountain yet. There's probably 4 different paths that we can take to get to the mountain right now, just in Kak alone.
Oh, no Houlihan from Zelda. I mean, it's not necessary. Oh, this is faster. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do this one.
Okay, well, we've already found Ganon, so I guess dropping in here is safe.
Right, so we know we're looking for any of our item drop-downs. So we were looking for Uncle. We're still looking for Lumberjack. And we're looking for the well, mostly. So it made perfect sense to just kind of fall in and get whatever was here. And if it was useless fairy, you just run out.
Okay, Green Pendant Swamp, and we just got the small key from Uncle.
There's our Moon Pearl. Saha's holding out on us, and that means those boots are kind of important here. So the question now is,
Saha.
When does Freddeh go? He's going to come across those shortly, but then what does he decide to route after this?
All very good questions that I have very little idea how to answer.
Zelda's going to buy bombs here. I get it, just buying a stack of 10 is probably faster than, having no bombs.
Yeah, especially since we still don't have an actual weapon.
And we haven't seen Zelda go into Paradox Cave yet, so that might be something that's on his mind after he finishes this loop into the forest. That's the useless fairy sitting there. So is it possible... We're going to have the well behind one of our 2 tower climbs here, and it is behind Ganon's tower.
Lovely! But that was just a compass on Lumberjack, so Aga's safe for now.
Yeah, there's a very small fringe chance that Aga ends up being required to access East Dark World entrances, but it usually doesn't come up. Crosskeys is pretty good about shuffling things around in a way that you'll find some way to get there, whether the game intends you to or not. There's a small key sitting at the mushroom spot. Where does this one go? It is to... Well, speaking of Castle Tower...
Oh dear.
There's a debate going on in chat right now over whether or not it makes sense to peek the desert ledge and the race game locations. Any thoughts?
I mean, for Zelda, you have the boots. It's much easier to just run there. I mean, it's information. I would just rather have it.
Ooh, one of those tree pulls is single bombs. I think it was like tier 2. So that's going to help out in the money situation for Freddeh. Where Zelda bought bombs, he's going to just be able to have a few bombs extra in the pocket here. It makes him a little bit closer to making any purchases we may need to make moving forward here. I'm going to agree with one sentiment I saw in chat. I think it makes sense only in the case that you're opening the desert main entrance that you peek over that extra couple on the screen to have a look at what's on the ledge. Not that you can actually do anything with it. It does change your routing to have that visible information, though, sometimes. Because if you see, like, oh, boots are on desert ledge, I wonder if there's a connector I can take. It can really get into your head, especially if you're newer to entrance. Yeah, both players having this blue mail, still having starting HP. And the Moon Pearl in Zelga's hands, we're going to have the ability to... here's the bottom of Paradox going out into Dark World, so we're going to have the ability to check some things over here.
Yeah, this is good for him. Meanwhile, Freddeh unfortunately had to walk past his Moon Pearl on his way here.
Yeah, Freddeh is going to be walking past a lot of things until he cleans up the rest of Kakariko Village. Here we have Hype Cave. Okay. You know, just... Oh! Okay! We have some things we can do now.
And we have regular Dark World access. We don't need to rely on those goofy...
Yeah, so we have a weapon. We have the Dark World access. We can see in the dark. We have boots and a hammer. So if we wanted to, we can go crazy on left side of GT. I don't think we'll be seeing Zelda do that anytime soon. We have a lot to explore here, too. And chat pointing out, we do have the back of Escape with that hammer. Freddeh going to go ahead and find Laser Bridge here at the front of Hyrule Castle. I don't think Zelda's seen Ganon's Tower yet, because I'm struggling to remember where Freddeh saw that.
That was Light World Type Cave.
Okay, so that's actually right, but it might be a little bit before Zelda goes in that direction with all this open right now. But that actually could help in the case that we have more to do. Speaking of more to do, here's Flippers. I'm not sure if I like what the seed's telling me right now. Flippers, hammer, swamp, small. All you need is a dam and you're hopping in for 5 checks in front. No big key yet, so not 6.
Right, dip into Skullwoods here for Zelda.
Hey, we got a pendant Skullwoods today, as indicated by that P in the upper left-hand corner, as Zelda has a map entering.
Alright, so we know 2 pendants already.
Zelda taking a quick hug of the spike there to reset her HP. Before going up here to get the big key chest at Skullwoods.
I like those Gibdos, they're just going right and left.
Playing goaltender with the Gibdos, it's fantastic. Yeah, Freddeh is now... Oh, that's a connector we haven't seen yet. We have found the bumper top connector. That's out of Kakariko. Through Saha's house. That's a good 2-way, so that's something we can just keep in mind for later. And as Freddeh walks in here and goes up to open this chest, he's going to be like, I could have had these for 15 minutes. And I can tell you... I can't tell you on 2 hands how many times I've done that.
Oh, powder.
Yeah,
I'm thinking the shovel, like, he definitely remembers it's there, but it's not going to be a priority for him at all.
That depends, because that desert entrance is literally right there, and you can hop right out and check the shovel on your way out. We have that Super Bunny we just saw him walk into that he hasn't... No, I don't think either of them have taken it yet.
I believe you're right.
Yeah, the boots advantage adds up slowly, but in this case, with the Moon Pearl being where it is, the longer Zelda gets to run around in the Dark World is that much more time that Freddeh is basically going to have to retrace Zelda's steps, chase him down.
Yeah, and Bonk Rocks is a little bit isolated for Freddeh now.
He is tracking northward through Kakariko, so that might be on his mind leaving. The ultimate scam from the bottle merch.
Yeah, went to the trouble of doing a Houlihan just to get scammed like that. Oof.
Here's Tower of Hera. We have the big key to this Tower of Hera, so we are probably clearing it. And just like we said, tracking north, here is Freddeh about to pick up his Moon Pearl.
Okay, this is very good for him.
And it looks like he wants to save quit here, because there's really not much else to do in this area. All right, and we have chosen a door. We're going through Spiral Cave.
Of course, without a sword, you have to respect the traffic here in the cave.
I can respect this from Zelda, too, not having a sword to set up a ledge spin. We're just going to go ahead and drop to this chest the vanilla intended way. And that solves all of our money issues for a little bit.
Yeah, and Freddeh finding the map of Hera.
Oh, and the exit from Turtle Rock's laser bridge. Not quite useful until we find a mirror, if the mirror is somewhere to be had here. Oh, we're at 3 hearts, and the muscle memory just has... Go get your full heal from the priest. Go do it.
Right. A Smoldorm fight.
And Moldworm is our last pet.
Vanilla, no less. Right, Super Bunny. Okay, the sewer key. Oh, here's C-shaped house. Hasn't moved far from its original location. And the Meyer big key, we do need that. We have temporarily lost Zeruvian, but he'll be back. Alright, so Freddeh just cleaning up some checks here. Zelda finds Swamp at the Arrow game. $29 digs for a compass that we don't need. And our runners converging again here at Stumpy. Almost side by side, I love it. And they part ways again. Alright, Zelda finding the other half of Super Bunny. He's gonna take these chests. Freddeh just gonna dig.
Tell you, there's nothing like Midwest stormy weather to make things more interesting during Crosskeys. So we've dug around for, it looked like a compass on Freddie's side, and Zelda has found himself on South Dark World, I see, out of Super Bunny. And so far, nothing doing there either. Although with the hammer in hand, Zelda's going to be able to go over to the pod area. Up to Catfish, maybe?
Zelda doesn't have any pod keys, so he's just going to be able to get that book. Freddeh found Hyrule Castle.
And Zelda is going to go around here and do a... We have a green potion, yes, there is one on his tracker. But we'll probably see a mimic clip and hold on to that potion for a later date.
Well, Freddeh got another bee in a bottle, which could be useful, still having no weapon.
Maybe he uses it. I don't know. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and just tap the lamp here and use the green potion. Okay. Some people are really confident in their mimic clip and they'll just do it.
Oh, there goes the bee. And there go the mimics. Look at that loyal little bee just following Freddeh. Well, okay, never mind. Oh, there it is!
Yeah, it's going to keep on following until the very end of time here. And then we... Oh, there's our first sword! We have unlocked item dashing with this hammer.
Woohoo!
That's going to feel really good. We're going to go around and get these one key checks also.
Alright, Freddeh just going for the 2-pot strat here on the guard.
No excitement from the front of Hyrule Castle, and it's just saving and quitting at a Zelda cell. That's a Meyer key. Ugh. I mean, one Meyer key is not bad. It allows you to route the left side a little bit nicer here, and full clear in one shot. But, you know, left side is also often considered to be slow, and out of logic without all 3 keys. Literally, I'll tell you, it feels so much better to dash with a sword than without a sword.
Oh, absolutely. So much safer, you know?
And Zelda will be able to see that connection from the exit point, meaning he'll never have to come back in here. He knows the item is a small key, and when he finds that side, he doesn't have to drop through unless he needs to come down here.
Oh, you don't see people dive in this direction very often.
Well, in this case, it makes perfect sense, because you're going to come down here to Dark Shopping Mall, where you have 3 logical entrances you can step into, and then either go up to Catfish or swim up to Pod Region, whichever one suits your fancy.
Yeah, this is what I really love about Crosskeys. You just get to see things that you rarely ever do, and players really get to demonstrate their game knowledge.
Get to open doors that you haven't opened since you were 8 playing on your uncle's Super Nintendo.
In my case, that could be quite literal, actually.
In my case, it is. Alright, so we saw Misery Mire. And we can do everything except defeat Vitreous in Misery Mire right now. It wouldn't be very fun to do so, though. Chat asking where the hammer was. Hammer was in Hype Cave at the bumper ascent, I believe. Does that sound right?
I think so. Alright, so having checked the other entrances and finding the back of Desert, Zelda is going to dip into Mire.
Not having any tools to really make this any faster, but nonetheless, Mire 2 is pretty easy once you have a grasp on it. And we're going to see the 7 of 8 full clear for Zelda. The 8, of course, being, if we find Kain, we can go fight Viddy. Not that we really want to. That's the wrong Kain game.
Yep.
Yeah, a hammer and fighter sword Vitreous on 5 hearts blue mail does not sound like my idea of a good time.
I mean, I have no doubts our runners could do it.
Oh, there's the Kain on the shovel! Wow. Oh, no.
Zelda could have had that a while ago. Good for Freddeh for just checking that.
Well, two canes found 10 seconds apart. One's been available a lot longer than the other, and one is in a place that Zelda's probably not thinking about right now. It's good for him to not have it, though. It makes him less likely to bash his head off the wall, I would say.
Well,
Although,
Freddeh
again,
being late to those boots and the Moon Pearl and now the hammer and everything else, finding that cane is something he kind of needed.
Yeah, I'm following the sentiment in chat. Despite everything, not going to do 5 heart blue mail Vidi is probably good here, and probably what most players would have in mind here, regardless of where this mire is, and whether it's in logic or not. You're coming back. You want a little bit more safety and overhead before you do this fight. Two more checks we can have here to determine whether or not Meyer was a scam in its own right. Well, 3 more checks. Now 2 more checks. Turtle Rock Key, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's our... Oh, our second. Big Give Eastern, we do need that.
And we're set up to just warp on this bridge chest here with 1 heart to drop in. Freddeh finds his flippers, and in a moment he'll be going to Hype Cave and finding his hammer. Or he's just going to... Yeah, Skullwoods first makes sense here.
He'll save a little time with that cane in the middle section.
So we're going to go ahead and run south here. I think Zelga's probably taking the Whirlpool. And we'll see the Dark Potion Shop and maybe Catfish. And that's one we haven't seen either run around back to yet. We have that powder in hand, and the Magic Bat sitting at Uncle's Secret Passage drop down. Maybe one we don't do for a little while here.
Alright, Zelda just casually robbing the King's Tomb.
Well, here's one of our 2 scam fish. Question is the real scam what Catfish gives you, or the amount of time you took to get here?
Yeah, 500 rupees for one fish, some time for the other. Which one's more valuable?
They do say time is money.
Oh!
Excuse me, game. I ordered randomizer. You delivered me vanilla. I'd like my money back, please.
Oh, wait, how much did you pay for this seed? I didn't pay anything.
We'll talk in DM.
Okay.
Alright, we're doing Back of Escape. Let's go. That's been available for a little while, and Freddeh still can't do this. This is 3 more things that... You know, it's a save and quit away. Oh, there's our second sword!
Wow.
Oh, you're happy to see that.
Very.
And we have the lamp, so getting the Dark Cross check from the back door is actually, in this case, I think better. Then you're not worried about taking Hyrule Castle for connector points unless you can't find your way everywhere. And nothing there anyway.
Alright, Freddeh about to get his hammer.
Now, where's Zelda gonna take this now? Because we have But we have this. We haven't bought our 20% return on investment. And by that I mean you give him 100% of the investment, he only gives you 20 back. Oh, it's a spiral. Okay. If I recall, this puts you on the top of bumper.
Yes.
So I don't think that's gonna really tell Zelga anything. He might. Does he have anywhere he can go from there?
I don't think so.
Oh, chat's letting us know this was Laser Bridge. That's right. That's right. Can't do anything with this either.
Oh, right.
Both of them aren't. Both of them aren't very helpful. Yeah, bumper was the Sahat's house connector.
Yeah.
Oh, we are going to find Ganon's tower here for zelgadissan. We have 2 keys.
And he does have the hammer.
So we might see a bonkin' bomb jumps on left side. We might not. It depends on how much Zelga values ignoring hookshot's logic. And Freddeh going through North Dark World. Freddie's gonna find this mire here, and well, Zelga's just gonna give us this. That's so free. I love that. And actually, I secondhand learned that bomb jump from Zelda through a friend of mine who learned it from him directly. So that is a really cool way to just get to this without having to bonk around and bomb jump. I'll have to adopt that. It's just 2 light pixels. It is. As long as you can see your shadow.
Okay, Freddeh does manage to get that fairy before dying to the Beamos.
Now, Freddie does have the means to go ahead and fight Viddy, but I would be hard-pressed to believe that he's willing to do so with this gear either.
I don't believe he has any mire keys.
No, he doesn't have the key that Zelga found, so we're going to have to vanilla route this mire.
Oh, Compass of GT.
Just in case you couldn't count to 27, there it is on the screen for you.
I mean, 27 is a big number. I have troubles with numbers smaller than 10 sometimes.
I have troubles with numbers greater than 2 sometimes.
Oh, mushroom.
Worth pointing out, these checks are technically waiting for 4 keys to be in logic, but we are never going to complain about finding our 3rd sword.
Meanwhile, Freddeh has no swords. Freddeh making good use of that powder there to get an anti-fairy.
And apropos of nothing, with sword beams, with Burna, and with, you know, all kinds of stuff to work with here, these Armos Knights aren't going to be that big of a deal at all.
You know, I hadn't even thought about that, but yeah, Burna makes this a nice, entertaining fight, certainly.
You get to watch them bounce around and get hit by the circle of invulnerability.
Yep, they all just want to join the party. And this is especially entertaining.
Oh, that's the best part. Just getting a sword being the last one down. Is that... Oh, it's the map of this dungeon. That just means we'll find the big key on the right side, right? Compass on the left side, map in the big key chest. That just means the big key's on the right side. It's that simple.
Yeah, and then we're going to have to climb, of course, because the well is behind GT.
Kane is on the shovel, Jacober. And it's not something that Zelga's looking forward to, it looks like. It's out of mind for the moment. Have we seen the magic shop, Blue Link?
I don't think so.
Being told in chat by one of our trackers, thank you, Fury, that it's at Easter.
Oh, thank you. Alright, Zelga zooming off to a couple of checks here on South Shore.
Yeah, this is going to be Mini Moldworm Cave all the way to Ice Rod Cave, and then probably Zora, since we have the flippers and the means to go do that.
Okay, Freddy's gonna steal the desert key here.
I respect it. We do know Desert's a crystal, so you may or may not want to know if there's something behind it. But without having a weapon to defeat Moldworm, I don't know if... Although he's actually got a track as a pendant. So Freddeh may know about all 3 of his pendants. He just doesn't have it on his tracker yet. Oh, it's the Old Man Rescue, so we have mountain access now. It'll also give us a new spawn point we can take advantage of. Depending on where the old man's mountain spawn turns out, we could have an entire different area of the world to look at.
Yeah, that's always nice to look forward to. Oh, there's the Euro game. Too bad we don't need money anymore.
Yeah, if you needed money, you need to get all the way this far to get there. And you probably found like 300 that Freddeh just picked up in King's Tomb long before that. There's Ice Palace. We don't have any fire sources yet.
Well, we do, just not the right kind.
Okay, we don't have any fire weapons yet. How's that?
Yeah, it's kind of funny that when we talk about fire, we're talking about one of 2 different sets of items. Oh, I remember. I was going to say something about the desert key. So I like stealing it because you don't have to use it if you don't want to, but just having the option is nice.
It gives you a little pliability to determine how you want to route with it. Well, there's Bumper, too. You can either have it for when you're in go mode and just running through desert, or not have it because you opened right side and kept something that you may or may not necessarily need. And Freddie's going to have a look at that right now, actually.
Did he just come off a save and quit?
I didn't catch if he did or not. Okay, he did. So there's the Hera basement key.
Oh, well, that's a
Well, that's
lovely
gross.
PVD.
I think you have to take this save scum a little bit further. Oh my god, that's a bow.
You know, neither of those are strictly required because the other bow could be out there somewhere, but Freddie's going to save and quit.
True, and it will give him a sword and pod if he decides to go that way. Yeah, you keep a bow, I think, because the other bow could be somewhere really terrible. Like Left Side Swamp.
Yeah, that is pretty terrible.
Hey, look at that! We get to pick up this big key, and that goes to Desert. I'd be willing to say Finishing Mire is more tempting for both players now. Well, it's not at all tempting for Zelda, because he doesn't have his cane yet. But now that we have a bow, Freddie's probably much more inclined to go in that direction. And here's TR. Oh, we're gonna go ahead and, are we bonking across? Are we gonna check the door? Yeah, oh no, he's gonna go get these 2 checks. Good. Let's say it goes out at Desert Main, so that would have felt silly.
Alright, Zelda actually going to be able to beat this Pokey here.
He's not going to bother. You only need 2 keys to clear TR from any middle entrance. And we know where Laser Bridge is, so all you need to full clear the dungeon really is 1.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so the Pokey is allowed to live.
For now.
Alright, Freddie, back into GT.
Freddy's going to do exactly what Zelda just did with that hammer and do left side GT. So Freddy's going to go from no swords to 2 swords in like a minute and a half. Oh boy.
Well, that was totally worth it.
And this will prove to be even more worth it. Sigh.
Alright, where does this old man cave the back take us to?
Yeah, chat, we've seen all 4 doors for TR. Well, we have. I don't think Zelda has, but he doesn't have the cane anyway. Okay, hi Pod. Alright, so we're not having to pay 100 rupees to open up the back entrance of the old man's spawn, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just every time we want to leave this way, we have to pay 10 rupees to Kiki.
Yeah, then you're stuck with a monkey following you on your back. Can't you take me someplace nice?
I mean, we could. We just don't want to pay 100 rupees for it.
You could literally take him to the beach and try to walk into a cabana or something. He's like, "Can't you take me someplace nice?" Like, what do you want, monkey? Freddy does have one check he can do in Ganon's Tower in logic that Zelda couldn't do at all, and that's going to be Tile Room, if we feel so inclined. It's still Tile Room. I mean, I feel like you're kind of obligated to.
Yeah.
And we might even break around the fire rod to do right side, but that's all runner's preference, I think. Alright, so Zelda finds Hyrule Castle. We've already seen these checks. I don't think we've seen the... Did we see the exits out? Because he has the option to either do that or go to the pyramid. We've already seen everything else around this.
Yeah, I don't remember which entrance Freddie came in.
And even though Burna looks kind of cool, we get to see Bo Armos Knights here from Freddy on this... on ice, you could say. Coming soon to a theater near you. Oh, we stuttered and didn't get the quick kill. Oh no.
Close enough.
Shout outs to the Y button.
Nope, he's not doing Tile Room.
No? Well, Ganon's Tower is literally right there.
Yeah, that is also true.
Oh, this is a long death warp.
Oof.
Alright, we're not doing Tile Room. Okay. This is fine. Then where are you going, Freddy? Oh, we haven't seen these yet from Freddy. Okay.
Oh, we're gonna visit the camper.
Your front door Hyrule Castle drops us off at Desert. Okay. The one door that you can only walk out, you can't walk in there.
Well, I
You walk
suppose
back
it is
in.
pretty good to keep the front door defended.
You know, when your enemies can't get there. Oh, this is where we saw Freddy walk in for the first time. So we're actually going to see Zelda chase Freddy in this direction, where we just saw this vanilla shop here. and then go check the camper. And probably both runners will go to Zora here.
And there they go, passing each other.
It's not every
Not
day
quite
you
a
see
high five.
not quite, but it's not every day you see them on the same screen in Crosskeys after the amount of Divergence we've seen in the last 50 minutes. So at this point, you're starting to wonder what your progression is going to be. Because by my calculations, we don't have a lot left to look at from either runner.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, obviously, we have Zora right now. This is a small key we can pick up, so we'll see Zelda grab that. Well, this Freddeh finding this is what Zelda found earlier, going up the mountain, so we'll get to see all those entrances again. This was a key to Skull Woods. Okay.
Well, I guess Mothiel is in logic now.
Well, yes and no. Still kind of need the fire rod to logically get to him. We also need to know where the back door is. We haven't seen it yet.
Oh yeah, good points.
And we are going to go pay the other scam fish. One takes your time, the other one takes your money, and you feel in a way about both. You know, also speaking of feeling in a way, this might be good for Zelda that we're running out of things to look at, because it's going to possibly drive him closer to that shovel.
Yes. Oh, progression could just be on Vitreous.
Could be in Tile Room, it could be in Compass Chest of TR. We have mitts on
Mitts?
Zora Ledge.
Oh!
Now, what does that do?
Does that actually do anything? 'Cause
you get King's Tomb.
Yeah.
You get 2 doors on Dark Death Mountain if you have a way to get to East Death Mountain, which we don't. It's actually 3.
And...
We get a big key
Ice
from
Palace
Zora.
entrance.
The Ice Palace entrance. We might actually see that. Oh, there's the big key to TR. Oh, that's interesting. Hammer Pass. There's Smith Chain, too. Mirrorless Smith Chain. Ew.
Ugh.
Yeah, so those mitts are intriguing. It's like something had to give, right?
Yeah.
This didn't have to be the thing that had to give, but nonetheless, here it is. And Zelda's immediately going to the Turtle Rock Big Chest, and we're going to see this bomb jump. That's good.
Oh, wow!
Hello, flute, and suddenly Meyer area, and that tells Zelda some important information that tells him cane or hook shot is out there somewhere.
Yes.
If this flute's required, I need to go find where that other thing is. In fact, it could have been this right here, depending on, you know, with that book. So let's see. We're going to see that flute turned on. And, you know, I'm actually really intrigued now. I wonder what Zelda's going to do next.
I'm inclined to say checking out the Meyer area, because you can just go straight there with the flute.
Yeah, that might be the first thing most players will do as we see 07s start to hop in chat here.
I don't think that's a stable molecule, but I haven't tried.
I wonder what the scientific designation for something like that would be.
Oh, fluting to 7. Oh, Spike Cave was here.
That's right. Okay. See septoxide in chat. And Spike Cave is just a little bit more padding for the wallet. Which at this point, after buying a required big key off Zora, you're not unhappy to see it, but what else are you going to spend your money on this seed? Alright, Freddeh wants this Pokey to die, and I think Freddie's gonna go to the front and get the compass chest and hold on to a key.
Oh, Zelga finally gonna get his cane.
Yeah, that was a logical tell for Zelda, that because there was not much else left to do in the world, there had to be something in a relatively close location, either hookshot or cane, to put that flute in play. It still doesn't feel good to find it where we did and when we did, but at least we have it. Is that arrow stuck to the side of the Chain Chomp's head? I can't say I've seen that before. And we get to flute from here, probably. And just like you said, Blue Link, I think we're not going to Meyer. Okay.
Interesting.
Oh, we're going to the potion shop. Zelga's going to load up on potions before we go anywhere else.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that one check I was worried about in the front of TR, that's just 10 arrows.
Oh, we've got a question in chat about MSUs. So when you're making an MSU, yes, you can individually set each of the dungeons' music to whatever you like. And same for the bosses.
Yeah, the vanilla game has an expandable track list where you can actually assign each dungeon and each boss its own music. The vanilla game doesn't typically do that, but you can do that with an MSU.
And some fun quirks. There are actually 2 different types of caves. And there's a list of which cave gets which cave track for your music. Also, GT and the climb of GT get 2 different tracks, if you want. And Aga Tower is separate from Hyrule Castle. So, a lot of freedom.
And we'll give a quick mention of the MSUs we are hearing tonight. You heard Zelga's audio for the first bit of the seed here. We were listening to the PlayStation 1 Lunar Series, which is an MSU that Zelga made himself. It is rather good. And then Freddeh is using the Nintendo Entertainment System mix, and also finding the Blinds hideout with 5 checks to have here. Get compass and compass and compass and a key to Meyer, and that's his first, which doesn't really do anything here. Zelda's gonna go ahead and take care of Lanmo.
Oh, the fire rod!
Ooh, that's fun. We like that.
So that gets all of the right side of GT for Freddeh, the rest of the front of TR.
Puts us 1 item from being able to actually defeat Trinex, although Freddeh needs to find his TR big key at Zora first. That does a couple other things. We also can beat Moth in Logic once we find where Skullwood's back is. And Chat is right, this is quickly turning into an Ice Rod hunt for our runners here. Ice Rod and possibly Dungeon? We've seen Ice Palace. Ice Palace is now clearable up on the mountain.
Yep. We are still looking for Thieves Town and Eastern.
We have one other thing that's kind of playing in Freddie's advantage right now. That bow he has from Right Side Desert, because we don't know where the where the small key or the other bow happen to be yet. So that could actually play in the long term here, depending on where that other bow shows up. Especially with Zelga having just beaten Lanmo, he's not going to be able to steal that key.
Yep, this it's important to have some nice divergence to keep the race interesting. This is going to be on our minds for a little bit, at least.
Alright, so we've taken care of Lamulus as our first crystal down for Zelga. Now we're going to go ahead and just do some Tempered Sword action to Vitreous here, which is completely free. Tempered Sword a lot nicer than 5 hearts with Fighter Sword and Hammer. And Sword Beam's a lot nicer for Meyer 2 than, you know, just fighter sword.
Oh, Freddie's back into GT.
Here's the information divergence we deserve, chat. We get to see both Vitreous and the checks on right GT at the same time.
Oops.
That's fine. Get powder. We have enough HP. We can just dance around the rest of the tiles.
I love it. I mean, the camper did give this to us as a gift. We should use it.
Blue League, we're an hour into the seed. Any thoughts so far on how... I don't know, how things have transpired? We've had a lot of very...
An hour?
How's it only been an hour is what I want to say. Let's give these two runners a follow. Two of, I'd say Crosskeys staples, really fantastic players in the community here.
Oh, absolutely.
And definitely worth your time and attention. If you've never either played against, watched, or spoken to, you probably should. Yeah, Zelda and Freddeh are two awesome guys. Here comes Vitreous, and here comes Compass Room, and Compass Room has Ether.
Ooh.
And the mirror
the mirror!
Oh boy, and things got real spicy there with that check.
I'm sorry, is that our first pod small over an hour into the seed?
And you know what's funny about that pod small is it's not even in logic.
Huh,
that pod small requires you to have all 4 GT smalls to get the checks out of Compass Room.
Yeah, we've only got 2.
So the question now is, what do you do with that mirror?
Oh boy.
And that pod small key, if we find the hook shot on Viddy, that's
so
East Death Mountain.
East Death Mountain and Dark Death Mountain with those mitts as well.
Well, that's the entire mountain.
Wow.
Now that we know where the mirror is. Like, we know that, but we have 2 halves of the puzzle on each side of the screen here. Oh
this
my
is
gosh.
what you love to see from Crosskeys.
I love this. What do you do with the hook shot? If you're Zelda, what are you doing with the hook shot?
I would...
He's gonna flute. He's gonna flute probably to 1.
He still hasn't been to the mire area.
It's true, but at the same time, the flute wasn't really a priority, and now the hook shot's been like... The hook shot's so far up in the logic chain instead of deeper down into it. Our tracker wants the ice rod in the well. Let's give a little love to our trackers too. Blibberal and Furious Magic are sitting back with a little popcorn and pressing buttons for us. So if we miss something, they can let us know that we are blind. Well, I'm blind. I don't know about Blue Link.
I'm trying to think of a funny joke to make here, but I am coming up blank.
Well, hi, Blank. I'm blind. You can find me in Thieves Town.
Oh, well, we haven't found Thieves Town, so I can't really find you there.
That's one of those things we're looking for, actually. It probably might be up here. Yeah, Blind is a pretty cool boss, but you can't really see what's going on with him. Oh, there's the other side of Fairy Ascension.
Cool.
Neither runner took it. They both walked into it and left it there. Well, there's the cape, so now we have Bumper is a thing we can do.
Yeah, we've seen Bumper Cave.
And the only other connector point that I would be intrigued by right now would be that Turtle Rock Bridge that goes from the east to west door. Got 3 more doors Zelda can play with here. Got this one at the bottom of the foothill. And then we can world transition and get the 2. What?
He forgot the mitts?
Did he not pick... Did Freddeh just save and quit without the mitts? Oh,
he saw them, right?
He absolutely saw them. 100% he saw them.
Okay.
He's going right back for him now. And Zelda sees Eastern, and if you haven't paid attention to Zelda and one of his most famous emotes, Zelda decides, with the big key, I'm not touching Eastern. There's nothing here on East Death Mountain for... other than that Eastern Palace. Now, we need to know where that is, actually. It's a very important place. Now we're going to Mire. Now, this is the... Yes, I can see them, chat. Don't worry. I'm going to pick them up. It's still...
He's just entertaining us.
It's still a minute. It's still a whole minute. Oh, it's a Quake for Mire. Quake was on Catfish. So both runners have it. That's interesting.
Oh, and he's just gonna take Portal out so we can go right back to the Ice Palace entrance.
Yeah, that's fair. No, we've seen Zelda do that. It's one that's easy to just take off the list. Here's Mimic Cave, by the way, at the Mire door, so it's another check for us. And running out of item caves, too. Where did Freddeh find that thieves hideout?
I don't remember. Okay, never mind. Not the Ice Palace entrance. There was something here in Light World Shopping Mall.
Here's Skullwoods. We are going to... Yeah, we have all 3 keys. We don't have the fire rod, though. Which is what I was worried about, actually. Oh, okay. So we have seen the TR Bridge. It was at the Hint Cave at the Dark Flute 5 that takes you to TR Bridge. And on the other side of the bridge was Blind's Hut.
Oh, that's a little nasty. Oh, there's Wait a second, Freddeh.
Okay, Freddeh has not gone through here yet, and well, he has. He thought about going back, and he's just going to get this information. He's going to be able to clear Eastern while he's up here.
Yeah, he does have that very out of logic bow.
Well, it's out of logic by exactly 1 check. It all depends on where
not
that
all
desert
checks
small
are
key is.
equal, right?
That's true. It happens to be the desert small key that's the thing that's got him with the bow here. We're going to see Zelda dispatch Mothula out of logic without the fire rod, which could also tell us something we need to know. Well, that was close. I hate that 1.0 pickup of the Wallmaster in that pit. It feels just absolutely dreadful anytime it happens.
Yeah, its reach is a lot longer than it looks.
Alright, Mothula
Right,
down.
Mothula down. Pendant number 2 for Zelda.
And our 3rd GT key for Zelda.
Interesting.
Intriguing, because that is part of the puzzle for right side GT to put that mirror on the table here. Yeah, one more door we can look at. We're still looking for Thieves Town. Thieves Town is a crystal, and we have not seen it. And it is not here in the Mire region. So I'm starting to feel like that mirror is required in some form.
I mean, it could be at Checkerboard Cave.
It could also be, you know, at Mimic Cave for all we know.
Absolutely wonderful options.
This is the King's Tomb entrance for Zelda, I think.
Yep, we have not seen this yet.
And if we can't see... Oh, there's other bows in Eastern! Zelda is in so much trouble now.
Oh no. Especially if the Desert Small's here as well.
That's actually bad. Like, if you know how Zelda likes to route, he's not going into Eastern without a bow. So you have to hope that he finds a Desert Big Key. Desert Small Key. We're checking the Desert Big Key now. At some point he's going to have to go to Eastern, but that just hurts.
Well, things certainly got more exciting.
And it's just a little bit of love. Okay, where are we going? As Freddeh shows us the rest of Eastern Palace here, and we'll obtain this crystal that's just waiting for us. Zelda's going to hop on back out, because Death Warping at 9 Hearts Blue Mail is not happening. You've already seen it once. This could be Smith Chain. We also have the Pegs entrance that we can do. If I recall correctly, the Smith was just in Kakariko, too. So it's not bad to just pick him up, save, quit, take him, come back around.
Yeah,
That's exactly what we're
especially
gonna do.
with our Sank Start being like right next door.
Exactly.
Um,
I do front of TR first. This was a check we
Oh.
saw Freddeh do from the middle, but you could have saved a key and done it from here.
you know, I thought this was a worrying, but oh, look at that Smith. He's
He's just
I
kind
love
of...
his little animations. Look at him go.
Alright, that's the Eastern Crystal for Freddeh.
Crystal number 1 at an hour 10.
Yeah, that means, yeah, Freddeh at one pretty crucial crystal here with that bow not in Zelga's hands just yet. Zelda does have 2 crystals, having defeated Lanmo and Vitreous. And over here is where the Smith House happened to move to. Basically, it's in town, instead of on the outskirts of town. So Freddie's going to get all these checks here on East Death Mountain without the hookshot. And, well, we know where the hookshot is, and he doesn't.
Well, Zelda finding those bombs, but no mirror.
Zelda finding another way to get to Dark World as if we needed more of those. So there's one thing that Freddeh does have, and it is the mirror. So we're going to go ahead and go back down, or back up through Fairy Ascension Cave here, which I believe just takes us back into Dark Shopping Mall. Here goes the purple chest for Zelda. Also, this Peg's entrance. This could be Thieves' Town. It could be the dam. It could be Swamp. It could be Mire Shed.
Oh,
I didn't realize we hadn't seen this yet.
yeah.
We have seen Swamp. Okay.
But still not the dam, interestingly. In fact, Zelda could full clear Swamp if he could find the dam.
Now we're going to go ahead and turn in this purple chest, and then Zelga's down to dungeon diving. And one connector he hasn't taken yet.
Oh, half magic. It's nice to have, but not what he's looking for right now.
It's definitely worth the price of doing business. Where are we going? Oh, it's Magic Bat. Have we seen Magic Bat yet from Freddeh?
No, we haven't. This has been available for a while.
Yeah, we have that powder well before we broke that mushroom from Left Side GT.
Well, Freddeh taking that fire rod into ice.
That
Okay.
is our first pod small in Logic. There's the hook shot pulled out, and I think this might be Eastern for Zelgadissan. Oh, I'm being immediately told no. Where are we going? Oh, this is through Bumper. If I recall correctly, this was the backside of Bumper Cave right here.
Indeed it was.
So where's this? This has to go Floating Island, doesn't it?
Well, let's find out.
Oh, it's just the top
wait,
of the castle.
there's
Okay.
entrances up here.
Yeah, this is one that Freddeh can do with the mirror, so this actually works out if there's anything up here for Zelda. Because getting back to the pyramid's not... Oh, there's our fourth sword.
Nice.
There's nothing
Okay, two
here.
terribly located businesses. What a scam.
It's like the back corner of a lot that's got like a Walmart in the very front or something. Alright, Zelga's gonna take this connector, I guarantee it, because you've seen everything else in the area already. That's gonna get him his fire rod.
And Freddeh picking up the fourth GT small.
And that puts the mirror in logic now. So, we've pieced the puzzle together, and now we just need to figure out what the seed wants us to do. All right.
You know, we've had that book for a while, and we haven't seen a PED check.
That doesn't exist. Are you kidding me?
It's true, I haven't seen it this seed.
You want a ped check? At an hour 15 in? When we have the means to get all 3 pendants if we can find the dam behind this fire rod and mirror combination we just pulled? Because you know Zelda's taking this right into GT, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You can't not now. So Zelga's going to have his mirror, and he's going to have all the pieces together with the hook shot to basically do whatever he wants routing-wise now. Well, we already knew where Swamp Palace is. Swamp Palace, in chat, where's your dam at? You're looking kind of dry tonight.
Alright, Freddie dropping into the Cold Stare fight with a full bar of magic.
Interesting note, we haven't seen the big key to ice yet either.
Yeah, that's true.
So at least Ice Palace is in a good spot to get back to, because it's just right there on the mountain.
Alright, that's Cold Stare down. For some more bombs.
And that is Freddie's second crystal. Now, Freddie does have an interesting situation with that bow he pulled out of desert. He does hard require the desert small to clear the seed for himself. So we'll have to wait and see where that shows up. Because as much as that'd be helpful for Zelda to find his first bow if he doesn't go into Eastern for the other one, it may be paramount that Freddie finds that first.
Also worth noting, the Harrismall was on Desert Right, and that is still an outstanding question mark. Alright, Freddie, gonna pick up bottle percent? Do it! Do it! Don't skip it!
Immediately going to Checkerboard Cave is Zelda. By the way, you were talking about it could be Checkerboard Cave, it could even be a boat. And we're gonna see the Ether Tablet! Let's go! And the Ether Tablet's just a compass. Okay.
Too bad the compass doesn't point to where the dungeon is. Oh,
well,
it is!
Here it is!
Down.
Wouldn't you believe it? Alright. Cool, we know where all of our primary dungeons are now. And the only one that we don't necessarily need to clear, but may need to clear anyway, we don't know where it is. So that's actually... We're Ice Rod from No Mode?
Yeah!
Chad, you came for an Ice Rod hunt, right? We don't need the damn swamp is a pendant.
There's Bombos to complete the collection.
That's the rule of fire.
Oh, and the fire shield! Woohoo!
That Bombos medallion is blocked by the fire rod to get your mirror out of right side GT.
So it looks like the free Quake was just the answer to both of the medallion entrances.
Now, if this is something important, don't say those words. Our restreamer in chat, VT Slacker, wants us to hear, what if Ice Rod's on PED?
See, I didn't want to say it,
no.
But I appreciate it.
Oh, here's Castle Tower.
Tower.
This is one of the few remaining things that we could possibly see. It's 2 checks. We don't need to clear it, because we're not getting that compass on Lumberjack. Listen, Rando has the final say here. You could have rolled the seed, you could vote for grossness, but you know what? This ain't a democracy. It's a logically generated pile of checks. It's whatever the game decides it wants. If it wants our runners to suffer, we don't have a lot of say in that, do we? Alright, we got top of Death Mountain that we haven't seen yet for Zelga. There's Hookshot Cave.
But no hookshot and hovering is not allowed in this tournament.
In this year's iteration of the Crosskeys tournament, hovering is banned. It is against the rules. Prosecutors will be thrown into the forfeit bin. Prosecutors, violators. I don't know. Prosecutors also might be thrown into the forfeit bin here. I don't know. You got Phoenix Wright on the left side of the screen.
All right, there was a big key up on Floating Island, and we're still looking for a connector to get there.
Yeah, are you feeling vanilla?
Yeah, why not? Oh, look!
That feels pretty vanilla to me. And that big key has to go to Ice, I think. Could be GT. It is GT.
Oh.
Ugh, I hate having said
Remember,
that at the last
folks,
second.
the well is behind the GT climb.
And it's in logic with the hook shot. And you know who doesn't have the hook shot yet?
The guy who hasn't killed Vitreous. Oh, there's the dam.
Oh, now everything's open for Freddeh. This is actually a trap.
Yeah.
We're still looking for the ice rod. The ice rod could be basically anywhere. You know, except in the GT entrance on Trinex. Or in the Triforce room. Freddeh's also looking for the Desert Small. Yes, that's true. He does need that to clear the seed because he pulled the bow out of the Desert Big Key chest. The first bow that allowed him to go into Eastern to find the other bow, where Zelda is currently running around with basically a quiver full of darts. This is Bombo's tablet. This is an interesting call to come this direction.
Yeah.
Wait, does... No, Freddeh doesn't have Meyer Big... Where was Meyer Big Key? Oh, it's in Village of Outcasts.
Has Freddeh just not
Has
been
he
there
just
at
not
all?
gone to his... He's got it marked off his tracker. And Freddie's about to get his flute. And the hookshot was the hookshot back here?
Hookshot was on Vitreous.
Oh, hookshot was on Vitreous. Oh,
that could be terrible.
Oh no, this is not good. If he's marked off the entrance that had the Meyer Big Key, then he's actually in a lot more trouble than I thought.
I can barely see what's on his tracker because the colors are interesting.
He's got it as it's yellow, so it's there. It's something he hasn't checked yet.
Okay, so surely he's going to go back there then, right?
Now he's going to do the front two of Turtle Rock here, because they're right here.
Yeah.
And again, we're just looking for the ice rod to clear TR. We don't necessarily need that hookshot unless, say, the Desert Small is in Hookshot Cave. Or the ice rod.
Or worst case for Freddeh, if the Desert Small is in the well.
Ew. Don't wish that on our runners. I mean... And there's nothing here.
Oof.
This one's feeling in a way right now. We had so many, one player finds something the other player's not going back to for a while, but I didn't realize Freddeh doesn't have the Meyer Big. That's becoming the thing that's going to turn this race on its head.
Yeah, it's looking like it.
We don't know. He's probably going right to it now. No, he's... Yeah, this was Hera.
Back for Hera basement. Oh, he's got gonna... Oh, he's gonna finish it first?
Yeah, he hasn't actually... When he was here the first time, he left on 2 checks, because he had the big key, but the only weapon he had at the time was the King of Samaria. So for all Freddie knows, there could be progression up here that he wasn't able to get for the longest time.
Alright, Zelda gonna drop into the Cold Stare fight. Right, that's crystal number 4. Now, Zelda doesn't have the Ice Rod to beat Turtle Rock. He doesn't have a bow for Pod or Eastern. So he might dip one of those dungeons, and if he dips Eastern, he will find his bow. And that will take away basically the only advantage that Freddie has right now.
Right. At some point, you have to feel like Eastern's going to be on Zelga's mind eventually. But so are all of these entrances at the top of the mountain that we've already seen Freddie do.
He does have 3 Pod Smalls, so I would think dipping Pod first would make sense, but he's abandoning the 4th bottle. I'm so disappointed.
Listen, sometimes it's good to stop at 3.
Are you suggesting 4 Swords was a mistake? Are you saying Triforce Heroes was better than 4 Swords?
I'm saying that they had 9 pieces of Triforce in the first game. I don't know why they didn't just stop at 3.
Huh.
I don't know where we're going with this, actually. You don't need more than 3 swords anyway. I mean, the gold sword's nice, but it's not gonna have, like, this lasting impact that suddenly Zelda has otherworldly execution because of that 4th sword. Meanwhile, we're going to get the Meyer Big Key.
Well, this is good. So, a fun fact. I was playing the GBA remake the other day. The gold sword can smash pots, so that bonk in GT, before Bob's room, you can't actually do that with the gold sword.
You know what else is more convenient in later Zelda titles? The lamp will actually damage enemies.
Huh.
Since I had to clarify fire weapon earlier, I figure I would make that note too. Here's Smith Chain for Freddie. Freddie's Smith Chain is going to be a little faster than Zelga's. It's also going to yield exactly the same amount of nothing that Zelga's did.
True. Have we seen Cave 45, though?
You know, that is one door I don't think Zelda could open at the time.
Yeah, he was doing the Smith Chain mirrorless.
We may yet see Freddeh give us that, and I think that would have to be... If we have any item caves left, that would have to be it. We might have seen one of the 2 fairy fountains.
Well, Zelda will get us the rest of Hookshot Cave here. That was a mistake. He's trying. There we go.
That berry's just in the way, man. And the last check here is absolutely nothing of value in Hookshot Cave. Now, we are going to go ahead and get that GT Big Key. Do you think... You know, we don't have a bow. Man, I don't know. Oh, there's Akina's cave.
Oh, hey!
That's pretty forgettable, or I would have remembered we'd seen it.
Alright, is he hanging onto something useful for us?
Probably not. When does he ever? It's a small key. It's the second Meyer key. It's actually the last Meyer key, because Zelda has the third one somewhere else.
Now here's a question. Do you think Zelda would clear Swamp before dipping Eastern?
I don't know if he'd clear Swamp. He might make 7 checks in Swamp, because we don't have the big key yet either.
Right.
I do think Zelda would be inclined to go into Swamp as opposed to going into Eastern right now. Actually, we're going to check Mimic Cave, because there's still something else missing. I didn't see it was in K45. I'm going to assume
just a
based
shop.
on... Yeah, as I say, I'm assuming based on Freddeh just kind of slashing around that there was nothing there. Yeah, we're going to see Mimic Cave. What can possibly be at Mimic Cave right now? The other fairy fountain.
The mirror shield!
Vanilla progression shield location. You love to see it. This is the closest Zelda's gonna be to going to Eastern without intending to go to Eastern. And he's not doing it.
Is this gonna be the pet check?
It's gonna be the Skullwood's big chest and probably the back door with the fire rod.
Or none of those things.
I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again.
Yeah, I'm very good at being wrong.
Just give me like 30 seconds. I'll find a way to be wrong. Oh, Freddie's gonna find Thieves Town, which is good for Freddeh.
He does not have the small key, but that's not gonna matter. Oh, nice lucky rupee count.
Zelga's gonna find his last Meyer key. For a dungeon he's already full cleared.
Well, now that Burna's in logic.
Was it the farm entrance at Village of Outcasts? I'm not sure what we're meaning by farm. Do you mean like the bombable hut at the south side? Yeah, I don't think that was anything of dire importance. Because both runners have already checked it. So Zelda right now is looking for a bow. He doesn't know where a bow is. A Desert Small would point him towards a bow. And both runners are looking for the Ice Rod. It's a connector from Kakariko. Okay. We mentioned it earlier that Ganon's Tower...
It's still looming.
You can still mimic clip. It's hovering and Moldorm bouncing that we've banned this year for the tournament. So there is some merit to Zelda potentially going up GT, but he's probably feeling like since a bow is his go mode, he's not interested. If he finds the Ice Rod.
Yeah,
I mean...
There's still a dip of pod, like he's got 3 smalls.
Right, and like I stated, he is not doing left side swamp right now. He'll do these 7 and then leave, because this swamp is easy to get back to. That is a pendant for Freddeh. It's all blue. They're all blue, but they're not sticks. They're not blue sticks. That is not a blue stick. We're actually running out of places where this hookshot could be an advantage. Unless it's the well.
Yeah. You have to think Freddie's gonna go finish Meyer. Well, actually, he's cleared everything except the boss. Like, maybe there's no particular rush to get back there? Especially, it's that dark shopping mall, and that's not a good place to get back to.
Yeah, being a one-off, he's probably figuring he does that later. Alright, there was nothing in the back of Swamp Palace, so unless the screen pendant or the pedestal yields something, that hookshot is literally GT or it doesn't do anything.
And back in for left side swamp. Oh, you know, I understand his routing now, because he can just go back north and do the Skullwoods big chest that he was going to do, and then just pull head.
Right, that explains why he decided to come down here. Get this out of the way. And then if it is an item that he needs on pedestal, like a bow, like an ice rod, he might not even read it, he might just pull it. I'm not even sure if the word effort fits for a pedestal pull here, just because in looking for everything else, the pendants end up being incidental anyway.
Yeah, I mean, none of those pendants were things like we went out of our way to get, really.
Yeah, these are all checks that we're making on the path looking for, honestly, the worst possible thing to be looking for in the game, the ice rod. Which, again, could be anywhere except in the GT entrance on Trinex. And we have the book, so if we're not going to blind pull it if we have other checks. Okay, there's nothing in that check, and the big key chest says...
Oh.
Alright, Swamp is a whole lot of nothing. We have Saha up there too at Bonk Rocks, so we might pay him a visit later. Neither runner has gone deeper into Palace of Darkness with their current key counts. Zelda has 3, Freddeh has 2. Most checks of back require you to have 4. Everything behind doors require you to have 6. So Palace of Darkness, we're probably logically reading, can't really be our answer here.
Oh, hey, we're finally going to get to see the Light World bumper ledge.
Oh, okay.
5 items here in Mini Moldorm Cape.
Yeah, this is actually... And Freddeh saw this first and has just plain not come back to it.
There's the ice rod!
That's no mode, that's actually...
Ice stick?
That's logical go mode. Also, if we know where the rest of our keys are, we don't care about keys. So Zelda just needs to find a bow. He just needs to go into Eastern and blame it on the seed roller. It's he needs to go into Eastern and just pull that bow out of the compass chest and call it good. Climb is completely dead. Yeah, that is true. Now, that's actually not good for Freddeh.
Because he needs that Desert Palace small. There's no way around it.
Because he found his other bow on the east side of Desert. Along with, I believe, our first pod small was there, too. No, it was the Hera small. We haven't seen that either.
You know, he went to Hera, and then he never...
So how do you break the Hera small and just not do it? So Zelga's going to go ahead and clear TR and get the 2 checks from the front of TR. Because at this point, he's literally minus bow. Oh, that mini Helma, I'm telling you. Sign him onto your football team because he makes a fantastic goaltender. This race is just... you can't call it yet. There are still too many ways this can go wayside. Like, the Ice Rod may be found, but that Desert Small could literally be, like, in pod and putting Freddeh on the right path as long as he remembers, hey, I haven't found this entrance, and I wonder where it is. Where haven't I gone? But this is absolutely the right play for Freddeh, is like, you always be clearing your crystal dungeons.
Well, it's just a matter of time before Zelda finds his way into Eastern. He does have a clearable, though not in logic, pod. Oh no, he doesn't, because he doesn't have the bow.
Exactly. And that's why I think Zelda stayed out of pod, is we don't have the keys to put the back in logic, and we don't have the bow. And for all we know, that other bow is 100% the second bow in logic, and it might be Desert Small and Helma, for all we know. And that honestly wouldn't be very good for Freddeh either, because he still has the GT climb he could do. Although he doesn't have the hookshot. So he
Hopefully that will keep him away from that.
Clean up Meyer first. Now that he has the big key and he's in this area, I think Meyer's going to be his next port of call.
Oh, spectacular Dark Turtles there.
Alright, so Zelda fluting here. Am I about to eat my words?
Well, it looks like he is going to pod.
Yeah, and I thought for sure that Zelda was gonna kind of just stay out of pod with what we know. Shows you what I know. And here we are in Palace of Darkness. We've already done these two checks in front here, so he's going to do everything in the back. And he's going to keep one key to be able to come back to Helma later. You might see like a save scum, but probably not.
Oh, Freddeh used up all his keys. He only had 2.
Right, so he's opened the front door, and he's cleared Helma, so he needs to come back with at least one more key to make any checks that Zelga's about to make here. Chad is asking, where are the bows? We've seen one...
Oh, of course, there's a pod,
Shush,
small
game.
pod.
We've seen one bow on the right side of Desert, in the big key chest. The other bow is in Eastern Palace Compass chest. Zelga's not going into Eastern without a bow. So right now, he needs to find the Desert Small, or else. And bad news for Freddeh is Desert's a crystal, so he needs to find the Desert Small, or else. Freddeh also needs to locate that Ice Rod, and as you see, Zelga's already found his. And cleared Trinex. So really, all Zelga has left are these 2 bow dungeons. Alright, like I said, there's really nothing back here.
Alright, Zelda on his way somewhere else.
Bombo's tablet, probably. Basically anywhere but here. Why is Freddeh not doing Meyer? Freddeh was pretty late to Meyer Big Key and had done 6 checks his first trip. He's probably feeling like it's an isolated do-in-go mode situation dungeon. It's at Dark Shopping Mall, and it's right next to Desert. And he can't clear Desert without the small key. And small key's not in Meyer. As far as we know, it's not behind the hookshot. But it could be behind the hookshot.
By the thing that no one wants to talk about.
What, going up the 7-floor tall spire that is in a cave south of Link's house?
Yep.
Oh, okay. It's a funny looking cave. Funny looking tower.
Well, here's the Skullwood's Big and then probably Ped.
Oh yeah. Probably Reed Ped. Again, Zelga's not likely to pull Ped unless he needs something off the Ped. Hey look, it's my arrow!
Arrow.
Yeah, Inko, that's never happened before, right? Steal the Desert Small and don't get completely hosed by it or anything?
And it was a completely reasonable thing to keep that bow. I mean,
it's honestly one of the couple things that have made this seed more interesting. Just because
Very.
it showed us where the other bow is. And here's Graveyard Ledge. So I believe now we have exhausted our entrances. And I'll eat those words any moment now. Here's 10 arrows, hooray.
well, if anything, I would say this would be foreshadowing a bow on Ped, but it definitely isn't.
Oh, Zelda, no. Okay,
Yes.
we're just blind pulling it. Fine.
Do it.
Fine. Watch this be Desert Small. Just be required. Oh, it's a map. Okay. It's telling you where to go, Zelda! Follow the map! It points you to buried treasure.
And it's not even buried that deep.
It might actually be one of the last things he has in Logic, too. Zelda, where are you going? Oh, no.
Well, at least it didn't go to GT. There's absolutely no reason that he should climb.
No, he's going over to, I think, K45, because it's crazy isolated for him. And again, we talked about this earlier. He didn't have the mirror his first time down here doing Smith Chain. Oh, now we're doing Hera Basement. Okay. I mean, we know it's not going to be anything, but Freddie doesn't know that.
Well, I mean, he still needs that Desert Small.
Well, it can't be
Oh
Desert
no, but
Small.
it can't lock itself,
it can be the Ice Rod. But, so in his eyes, this could be the Ice Rod. Or the Hook Shot. But it's going to be neither of those things, unfortunately.
So this is actually looking really bad for where that Desert Small could still be.
Hear me out. I think the Desert Small is on the climb.
Yeah, it's looking that way.
I think the game wants you to get your bow out of Eastern to climb GT to logically clear Desert. And the well is on the climb, so that would be the same either way. If Zelda goes to Ice Palace Big Chest before Eastern, I will be so sad.
I mean, I'd be pretty excited about that.
So, chat wants to know, what's where?
Oh, Pyramid Fairy.
Zelda, no! Ice Rod is at the Mini Moldorm Cave, which is at the Death Mountain Descent, a mirror back from Bumper Top. Hookshot's not proven to be required yet. And both bows, one is blocked by the Desert Small on the right side desert. That's why Freddie needs a Desert Small key to finish the seed. The other is in Eastern Palace in the compass chest on the left side. And Zelga's living up to his most popular emote. If we could Zelga EP in chat, if anyone is subscribed to him. And otherwise, thank you, Shady. Otherwise, this has turned into, that's the word I would use here, is an affair, where literally the Desert Small could be the answer both runners need. And we just don't know where that is either. Did that bee just intercept the rock?
I don't know.
That bee is overpowered. Nerf bee, please.
Yeah, can't add that to your team without a net, though.
There's the
the other
fountain. Okay.
Oh, the big key
to Swamp Palace. I mean, that's our last big key. We have everything else. No. Because he's not climbing, because Bo is his go mode. It's the Ice Palace Big Chest play! Zelda, no! Zelda, no! Okay. Mini Moldworm Cave is a mirror back from the top of Bumper. We saw Freddeh exit Bumper and go back through, because that's the Saha's house connector that we saw in Kakariko. He hasn't gone through it since.
Yep.
So that's where his Ice Rod is. But that doesn't tell us where the Desert Small is that Freddeh needs to finish the seed regardless. Well, I'm not dissing. I'm just saying there's exactly one thing he needs to do, and he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it until it's the last thing he has left to do.
Well, Freddeh getting that mirror shield, he now has all of the equipment upgrades.
I get routing around some of these things that you feel like could be... The phrase I would use here is gotchas. Oh my god, is the Desert Small?
Okay, that's not the worst thing in the world for Freddeh.
It is, he doesn't have that big key.
Yet. He just needs to clear 2 crystal dungeons to get the big bomb.
And that is effective go mode for zelgadissan, because as soon as he goes into desert and opens up the big key chest, he will be going in style to the last 2 bosses left.
And this is exactly where he's going.
Yuppers. So, I would say that here's the Ice Rod for Freddeh. So he's getting silver. I don't think so. He's just going to run on by.
Is he actually going to
and
just
that is
skip all of them?
Yes, official go mode for Zelda at 150, 130. He has no reason to open any chests. He's not opening any chests. Come on. Y'all know him better than I do. He's not doing it. He will. And we'll have to ask him about it. There's the Swamp Big Key. And now we also have a full host of big keys for Freddeh. But he's not going to ice. He's gonna go clear TR. Well, he's gonna go to Magic Bat. Yeah, because this was the front door of TR, wasn't it?
No, that was Laser Bridge entrance.
Oh, okay, so he's doing that into... Because he still needs that Desert Small, so this is probably a play for... Where is that? Where is that thing I need? That one remaining thing that's left on my list of things to get at the grocery store. It's kind of unfortunate in a way, because this seed could really have gone in so many different directions if not for that bow and desert.
Yeah.
But it had a lot of give and take on both sides of the screen, so you gotta give these two guys a little round of applause, you could say, once it's all said and done here, because it's been a wonderful full clear between both screens here. With one exception. We're not gonna see the top of Ganon's tower or the well.
And honestly, there is absolutely nothing of value that could be there.
I mean, I could be wrong. You could see Freddeh go up to GT after this. looking for that small key. But he doesn't have the hookshot, though. Because hookshot's on Viddy.
Yeah, that might be the one thing preventing him from going up.
Alright, Zelga's gonna go ahead and take himself to the place where he could have already had this bow a long time ago. And he doesn't know it. He's gonna walk right by it. I'm telling you he is.
I admire your confidence in your prediction, and I'm excited to see what actually happens.
Again, he has a reputation to uphold. Well, that's what chat says, anyway. I mentioned earlier that I did play a practice race where I actually beat my friend Leaf by dipping Eastern in Kakariko and getting the Keen of Samaria, which they did not get until I was already fighting Ganon.
Interesting.
Because, you know, Sphere 1 Eastern. I don't have a big key, I don't have a bow, I'm not going in, why not? I don't know. It's two different ways of thought. Eastern is either a big time save or a big time loss.
Alright, moment of truth.
Not doing it.
Wow.
Not doing it. Told you. He has no reason to open anything. He's not going to know where they are, and he's not going to care.
I wonder, if you actually found the bow in there, then that's information you really didn't want to know your opponent got. Because it would just make you feel bad, right?
Well, Ganon's still going to tell him that, did you find the silvers in Eastern Palace? You'd be like, mother... It's like, oh, I don't care. I found the other bow. I don't need no silvers. I found the harder bow to find.
Freddeh is gonna get, he's gonna get his hookshot, and that might actually take him up GT.
It's also gonna put Freddeh literally down to one crystal left to pick up, and that would be the crystal in Desert, which again just tells you how close this race really was on paper, and actually in its true form. If Freddeh goes to Ice and finds that Desert Small first, we're having a different conversation. But unfortunately, he routed into the last two big keys after Zelda was already doing these things. And thus, he will be waiting for his Desert Small until probably well after Zelda's finished. Let's go. Who goes back to Ice Palace Big Chest after you've full cleared the dungeon otherwise?
Yeah, especially when you had Eastern available.
Especially when you have the Ganon's Tower climb open and the well behind GT. That's not happening, man. Only Zelda does. Hush.
Alright, well, here's Ganon.
It's a pretty short affair here for Zelda. 6 slashes, 6 slashes, 4 slashes, and 12 spins, and Ganon will be done and over with. And so will this seed be.
Well, the free 1-1 into phase 3 now. Now, is Freddeh going to get to beat Vitreous before Zelga's beaten Ganon? I'm going to go with yes.
I mean, Zelda has to do 12 spins. Viddy literally only takes like 12 arrows. And there's the hint. Did you know you left the other bow in your favorite dungeon the whole time?
Imagine how much quicker he could have been done if he'd just gone in.
I mean, the what-ifs are really, like, at the end of the day, did you win or lose? Did you have fun?
Well, I had fun.
I know I did. I'm glad I'm not
and
playing
there's
this
Freddie's hookshot.
Because I would have been upset if I'm in Freddie's shoes to be like, I just lost to the Desert Small. 2 ways. Because the Desert Small also is the reason Zelda has a bow at all. And Ganon down. Let's see some GGs in chat for Zelgadissan, who will advance to 3-0 in our Swiss 8-round part of this tournament. And Freddeh, unfortunately, will drop to 2-1 and is someone I am not looking forward to possibly being faced up against next week. Well, that just happened. You're darn right. 159 flat for Zelgadissan. Well played, my friend. Sub 2 is always a good feeling in Crosskeys, and it looks like Freddeh throwing in the towel.
Fair enough.
Yeah, make sure you get your GGs for Freddeh too, because that was a really cool seed for that kind of divergence. It just, the Desert Small Key being the linchpin just kind of sucks. Right, we are joined in the conversation here by our winner today, zelgadissan. GG.
GG.
GG's.
So, Desert Small Key, huh?
Yeah, what a key.
Did you happen to hear what Ganon told you when you were fighting him in Phase 4?
I did. And you know where I was finally going to commit to until I got the Desert Small?
I was like, he's not going to have anything left to do unless he finds the Desert Small, and the Desert Small was going to be one of the only reasons he even finds a bow without last locating Eastern. As we're also joined by Freddeh in chat.
Hello.
Hello.
Yo, GG's.
Hello.
GG, Freddeh.
GG's.
So, the Desert Small, huh?
Yeah. I had a bad feeling after I did it too. Like, this is gonna end up I'm gonna need to find the Desert Small. And of course, yeah.
Yeah, we had the knowledge of all three pendants from Zelda at the time that you were stealing and using that key, and I thought for sure you were just gonna be like, okay, there's a bow there, and then you saved and quit. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I probably should have hedged and been like, if I need to come back for the bow, I'll come back for the bow. Which, I might have anyway, but...
Yeah, honestly, it's usually kind of safe to do. I've been stealing the key more lately as myself, but by the time I even found back a desert, I already knew all three pendants, so I never really got the option. But yeah, you can usually get away with it, and you'll just find it in your travels somewhere. But
Exactly,
this one was
like,
very buried.
I figured with a bow somewhere it wouldn't have been too bad, or like it should show up sooner rather than later. Then, of course, like 5 minutes later, I find Eastern and the other bow. I don't know if you actually even checked the chest and got silvers, but
I was gonna ask which one it was.
It was literally on the way in Compass Room.
God,
So we were having a bet in chat. They were all saying, "Oh, he's gonna pick them up. It's the one chest on the way." I'm like, he is not touching anything.
So honestly, I almost opened it, but then I was like, I feel like my only kind of out in this race is if the other bow is in the GT climb. Because obviously that bow was very stupid, and there was obviously, unless it's in GT climb, there's a much better one. So I just said, I'm not opening anything. We gotta pray it's in the GT climb. And of course, that is the chest. That and maybe the big chest are like the only things I would open in that situation. I even said it earlier in an earlier race too. I was watching Lynn and Allison play. I was like, yeah, I'd probably open the compass and the big chest, and then I don't do it.
So this one had a lot of movement early. We had the boots early. We had the flute early. Freddeh, you pulled that mirror pretty early because the shovel.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boots and the flute in the mirror. And
Yeah.
we're thinking, is that hookshot going to lead anything? Is there going to be something in the back of Swamp? Because the game gives you everything except the dam for Swamp too. Like, what's got to get?
Yeah, I honestly, I probably would not have gone into Swamp if I didn't have the Desert Small, but I'm like, I gotta do something random and hope that there's a Ice Rod. I knew my only out was Ice Rod in, like, Hera Basement at that point, so... I don't know.
So, Freddeh, are you the kind of player who would have gone into Eastern without a bow?
Oh yeah, probably at that point.
I mean,
Well,
I'll admit I almost even did just because I got the hook shot. I got the the hook shot so late that I was like, that's the only thing that it really opened up for me right now. Maybe I should seriously do it. And then I decided, no.
I just got the hook shot.
You were
Like,
mirroring
literally,
back from
as you were finishing.
You were mirroring back from TR Bridge. I'm like, this is the closest Zelda's going to be to going to Eastern, and he's got the flute out already. It was just, you were watching with eyes peeled going, where's this Desert Small? Is Zelda ever going to Eastern? Where's this Desert Small? Gosh, we had the GT big key, but we're not climbing. What if the Desert Small is in GT? Then you're forced to go to Eastern to get your bow, and like, when's he going to do that? He's not doing that.
I was so like after ice. If it hadn't been the desert small, my only other options were the swamp big chest and the GT big chest. At that point, I was like, maybe I should go to Eastern, and I was going to, and then the desert small showed up. Like, well, okay, never mind. We can't go to Eastern yet.
Yeah, I didn't have many checks left either. I had, I guess, technically the back of pod, but it wasn't in logic, so I wasn't going to. And then what? Desert big, GT climb, Ice Palace big, and Swamp big. I just had a bunch of random big chests to do.
So if you had to guess where your Desert Small ended up, where do you think it is?
Oh, Zelga already mentioned it. It was in Ice Palace big.
So
yeah.
so without that knowledge, after what you're doing, because you're going probably to Reed Pedestal now based on where you are.
I already did that. I already knew it was junk.
Right.
Where was I going?
Well, you took a portal
somewhere
north of Vu.
Why? Why did I go to Dark World again?
I don't know.
I think I was heading to. I think I was heading to Swamp Big. Finish Swamp. Yeah, that's what I was doing.
The thing I was worried about was if you were going to climb with the hookshot, because hookshot I thought was one of the reasons you weren't going to climb, with the well being behind GT, which thankfully wasn't required.
Yeah. I was waiting for hookshot before climb. That's why I did Swamp instead. But I was getting close to like Swamp or climb being the only things I had left anyway. There was not many entrances. There's a lot of entrances left and not many that could have had something, but there was also many Moldarm caves, so I definitely could have prioritized those earlier and gotten that ice rod earlier, but I was getting kind of tilted on the Desert Small at that point. Being completely honest.
So at least it didn't end up being hard required, because that would have felt even worse. I played exactly one race of that. You end up being in Desert Small Go mode, and you're just like, this could be almost anywhere.
Yeah. And you'd think the number of times I've been bitten by this exact situation that I would stop doing it, but I just like stealing the Desert Small. It's fun.
Gotta get that. Gotta get those skill points in Rogue, right?
Yeah. Something like that.
Well, I appreciate the nice solid 187 clear rate.
Yeah, that's not too bad, honestly.
That's a big one.
And we got to, like I said, we got to see almost everything here. So it was a heck of a game. GG, both you guys put on a hell of a show from start to finish. Between everything just coming in one way or the other from opposite ends of the world, and then, well, it came down to one key, as it do in Crosskeys.
Yeah, Crosskeys tends to do that.
Yeah, big GG's, Freddeh. Obviously, I knew this was going to be a tough race, and obviously, it clearly was. Thank you for the commentary, Ruby, Blue Link, BT. Appreciate it so much. And yeah, best of luck going forward. I'll hope to meet you in brackets somewhere along the way. And yeah.
Yeah, see if I get up there. Good luck on the rest of your matches. Keep that undefeated streak going. Thank you as well for restreaming and commentating and crewing everything. Appreciate it. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you, gentlemen. Make sure you're giving these two a follow, and for everything else, I'll turn it over to our restreamer today, Slacker.
Yep, give our runners Zelga and Freddeh a follow. Also, show some love to our trackers, Belibrial and Furious Magic, and of course our commentators, Blue Link and Zeruvian. Coming up on the ZSR network, we have lots of tournaments ongoing, including Zelda 2 Upstarts, Twilight Princess doing Wolf Dash 4, and of course more from ALttPR with their NMG League, Survivors of Hyrule, and of course Crosskeys 2024. So be on the lookout for those. I'm going to pass you over to another Crosskeys race going on right now between Adirondack Rick and Breathless Sleep. So we will see you next time.